we're starting to stock a little bit of stuff here. Like we got some European hinges there for face frames. We're going to stock some glue, some screws, dowels, some sandpaper. Just a few items that guys might need when they're pick up the hardwood for the project, and they might have to pick up a few supplies. So we're going to make some shelves here in the office. It's one of the only rooms, well, it is the only room at the sawmill here that's heated all the time. So this way our glues and our finishes will stay from freezing, and then that just gives us another bit of a service for guys that want to pick up the hardwood. So I'll show you what we're doing back here. There's one of the tables that we used to make shaker style furniture. We still make a few cutting boards, end grain cutting boards, but now we're getting more into milling trim. So this is some of our trim that we mill. These are samples of the trim. We're doing some raised panel doors, hardwood floor, shiplap. Yeah, we have different profiles of trim that we can mill here at the sawmill. So we're getting a little low in inventory. It's the end of the winter. I haven't sawn all winter, so once spring hits, we're going to try to get back and get these shelves filled up again. These are some of our new online lumber packages that we send out for online orders, that guys that can't get to the sawmill. So we'll send those out to guys. You can check that out on our website, cherishedtree.ca. So right now what we're doing is, I should have shown this, but I took this is some nice pine that, this is barn board actually. So we got a good, so that's barn board, and it planed up really nice. See that? So we straight line ripped it with our straight line rip saw. I know I got to show a video on this at some point, but I didn't do it yet. I will in the future. So we straight line these to 8 inches. We got some nailer strips at 2 inches, and I might cap the shelves. I don't really need it with solid wood, but we'll see if I'm going to cap the shelves. And this is just going to be a little display case that we're going to hang up behind the desk there. So we'll get at her, and I'll try to set you guys up and show you what we're doing here as we go. Okay, so right here, guys, we're just going to be cutting this. This board is going to be the 2 shelves for the display case, or sorry, the 2 sides for the display case. So according to our little plans here, we're going to cut those at 38 inches long. So we're going to move our stock down here to 38. Is 76. We'll see how much we got extra. So I got a bit extra, so I'm going to trim the ends and then cut those blanks out. So turn our dust collector on. wood I showed you before, that was a barn board. This is actually 1 and 2 grade column. The length actually worked out to get 2 sides out of that one board. So instead of cutting a hole, that barn board came from, they're 14 foot long, so I didn't want to break another board up for those two sides, so I went with 1 and 2 common. So very similar though. I was surprised how nice that barn board turned out. We'll see what I got a whole pallet of it for resale. A lot of it's already sold. I'll have some of that left, so I guess we'll see what the rest of the pallet looks like. But man, if it's anything like this is some really nice stuff. Again, this is kind of what I was saying. It's pretty nice for barn board. So anyway, we'll go to the next step. Assembling our little display case. Okay, so I got to be honest with you guys. I haven't done actually much woodworking in quite a while because we've been so busy setting up the sawmill. We don't really do much furniture anymore, and so I haven't done a lot. You know, we finally got our mill shop ready so we can do a bit of raised panel doors. This is kind of an example of some of the doors, the raised panel. This is oak with a face frame. I don't do cabinets, but I will do like module parts for guys. So if we got a do-it-yourselfer that wants to do reface their kitchen, they could purchase the doors from us, and then we can even make them the face frames, and then they can refinish their kitchen without buying crazy expensive cabinets. So it's a much more economical way of doing it. So having said that, that's the reason why we bought the pocket hole jig to do the face frames. So I haven't really used pockets in a long time for this. What we're doing here is we're going to drive the pockets into the sides. So I just got to figure the best way to clamp this without having this move on me. So bear with me. I'll get something set up here and kind of figure out what we're going to do for that. All right, be right back. Guys, I think I'm just going to basically line it up here, and then I am going to just try my bench clamp if I can find it. I'll just use my bench here if I can. I don't know if I can. Let's see. That stuff all over. I'm not sure if you guys can see me too well. I'm just learning this camera stuff, and hopefully you can see it. I'm brand new to it, so hopefully I get better at it. Gives you guys an opportunity just to kind of see what we're doing in the sawmill. I enjoy following other people, seeing what their setups are, how they do things. So I just thought I'd share some of that on from what I do here at the mill. And as you can see, I keep everything cluttered on my workbench. So yeah, I think that'll work. I'll give this a tap, or I hope it works. And we will put some glue on this. It's fairly cold in here today. I don't know. I got the heat on. I've got it set. I should up it a little bit. I'm not very insulated here. I'm insulated in the walls, but I have two great big roll doors, one 24-footer and one 20-footer. And they're just on cannonball tracks, so it's hard to heat this back shop. I put the furnace in to kind of take the chill off when we're planing or milling wood, and it works good for that, but it doesn't work great when you're trying to glue stuff up. And it's nice to have the temperature around 60 or more when you're gluing things up, so at least I think it is. Maybe some of you guys might know a lot more about that than me as far as when the glue sets up, but hopefully it works today. It's going to be back in the warmer. We're just going to put it together, and then we're going to put it in the office, and that glue should cure then, if not already before then. So that stop seems to be working pretty good. Sometimes when you put pocket holes in, at least for me, I don't know, maybe I don't do it properly all the time, but sometimes it has a tendency to move a bit on you if you don't have it clamped somehow. So we try to clamp it so it doesn't creep on you. Okay, there's our first one. So take this out. So I want these shelves at about 12 inches. 12 inches. So I should cut a spacer maybe. Let me go cut a spacer. I'm going to cut this at 12 inches, and that'd be just a nice way of setting things. Okay, that piece of oak was a little short. It was 11 3/4, so found a couple scrap pieces of walnut here, so we'll just make that do. Should double check. Let's double check it. I didn't double check it, so yeah, we're good. Put those there. Anytime I can use spacers instead of measuring, I like it much better. Gotta grab the other shelf. I'll be right back. Where's, oh, right behind you. Move this down, and as you guys are probably saying, Yeah, you just took that piece of oak that was your block. And I did, so I gotta go get it. That's my block to stop it from moving on me. Got it. So, yeah, it's so much easier with spacers. I don't have to worry about trying to make the mark and have the thick pencil be off, and I can put pressure on that, and I know it's going to be level, or even, I should say. Now I can pull these spacers out, because I got my wood block there. It should move, hopefully. Famous last words. Put a bit of glue on here. This end grain, it's good to just, if you want, it's always tough to glue end grain. We know that the glue soaks up, but one good way of doing it is put your glue on there, and you can let it soak up a bit, take up a bit, smear, get a good coverage. And then you can leave it a bit. I don't usually leave it too long, but leave it a bit, and I'll put another little bit on there. That's just basically loading up those that end grain with glue. So when you do put, I need more glue here. So when you do put glue on, it's not being all sucked up by the end grain right away. And then you got a better chance of success gluing your end grain up. Put this on. Oh, I should have, let's try this. My square here, it'll probably pull square with the pocket holes, or the pocket screws, but we'll set it on there just to check it. So I'm using a coarse, thread for this pine. That's what's recommended for Craig. And for hardwood, we use a fine threaded pocket screw. Yeah, that's staying good and square according to the speed square there. Alright, got two down. Another one. Shoot. Oh, I ruined my nailer. Ah. Every year it's getting harder to get those things when you drop them. Alright, so we'll take this off. These are my European hinges that I use on the cabinet doors. They work really good. They've got lots of adjustment. They've got variable speed, soft close, and they're pretty inexpensive. We sell those here at the mill. All right, pull these out. Don't put this here. Use my spacers again. See, you don't have to worry about tape measure or worrying about anything of that. Now I can just take my last shelf and the glue. We'll load her up here with glue on this end grain. I'm gonna have to get more glue in my bottle here after I'm off this project. So I'll show you here, guys. I know you can't really see it from there. Hopefully you can see here a little bit better. So we're just loading up all those end grains. So we'll let that soak into that end grain. But you gotta get it all good. And anywhere that it starts drying out, that means it's sucking it up more. So you push a little more in there. I'm sure a lot of you guys know this, but some of you guys are new to woodworking and might not understand the difference between the end grain and the edge grain gluing. So if you let that sit a little bit, again, I should be more patient probably to make it work, but I'm not very patient. So, but the glue's there, it's going to suck into those end pores of that wood, and then we'll put another bit on there. I don't want the joint to be starved for glue, because honestly I'm not sure how good those or strong those pocket holes are. I imagine they'd be fine with even out the glue, but I imagine I'm like a lot of you guys and we like to overbuild things, so to make sure there's no fails. I don't like fails. I'm sure you guys don't either. Actually, I haven't really had any, not that I built, you know, I have built a ton of furniture. Well, I built a lot of furniture, but it's not my day job, building furniture, but we haven't had any fails with our joints so far, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are the same way, because, you know, with the modern glues and the joint techniques we use, most of the joints, it's I think I get my square. I think you'd have to kind of, well, I shouldn't say that. I was going to say you have to work hard to have a joint fail. All right, what did I do with my square, guys? Right behind me. I think if you just follow some basic principles with your joints, joining the wood together, you should be fine. Use good glue. Use a decent amount, don't starve the joint, and glue and temperature, that's meant for the glue. That's where I might fail right now. I'm doing this, I'm gluing this up in a little colder weather than I want, but again, I'm moving this into a warmer environment. So, all right, so there's shelf 3. So now here we're going to just put a nailer on here. And it's not this nailer, because this nailer is meant for one of these, because I put the pocket holes in the back to go to the shelf, so that's going to help support that as well. Not sure why. Anyway, so I guess I can put this one in right now. I will screw that in. Come on. Should just stop and put some glue in it, shouldn't I? We'll leave it on the side so I don't have to. So again, same thing, you want to load these end grains up. And this one, I gotta get my orientation right here. So that's gonna be the bottom. Yeah, that should work. So we want to put a bead of glue on here. That's gonna go to the shelf. And then I'll put a little more on here, like we say. Okay guys, so I'm trying to show you what we're doing here. I don't know how well you can see that, but what I'm trying to do is I've lifted this nail up. This is for a fix. And I'm going to try to cut this little piece of wood off nice and easy if I can. This piece right here I want. Because I'm going to use that to kind of fill in the hole. There we go. So I got that little piece. I'm going to keep that little piece. See? So then I'm going to snip this off. Watch your eyes when you do that because it's going to go flying. Alright. I want to keep my piece of wood here. And now I'm going to take a nail set and just tap that down. Try to get the right size of nail set. And I need a hammer. And my hammer is... Okay guys, sorry the battery went dead again. I tell you, the shop's pretty cold and those batteries don't last long at all when it's cold. So again, we just want to nail set that piece of brad nail down. And then what we want to do, hopefully you can see this, just want to put some glue in there, a little bit of glue, get the glue in there, and then we're going to take our little piece that we displaced and we're going to stick it right back in there. Okay. Just hold it there for a bit. Now you can do a couple things here. You can let that dry. Oh shoot! My wood came out. Stuck to my fingers instead of the wood. Come on. Try this again. Ideally, you get it in the exact orientation that you found it in, but it's kind of hard to tell that. So we'll let that dry a bit, and then we'll hit that with a sander. So I'm going to put you back over here. So I'm going to work on, I think I am going to cap those, those shelves. So I'm not sure if I'm going to put a little route on it or not, but right now we'll just cut them to size. So we're going to need 3, and then I might give them a little route. We'll see. Okay, I'll be back, guys. Okay guys, I've got these cut. I'm going to just give it a little detail, so I'm just going to give it a chamfer, and then I'm going to go to the table saw and cut it to about 7/8. That should be good. So just, I don't know, we're not trying to make it fancy, but we just add a little detail to it. I'll turn the dust collection on. And start with these. push through so you keep your hands away from the cutter. Remember I told you guys that you saw me going back and forth there a bit. You could feel it balling up and it was pushed away from the fence. Remember I told you guys this was barn board, so it's probably not as dried as good as the other lumber I usually work with. So you can see it's got a bit of rippling. I'm going to run it again actually because it's more, these ones are pretty smooth, but this one's just got a bit of rippling. I'm just going to hit it again. Yeah, so we were able to clean that up. So it's going to just put a little detail on it. It should be okay. I'm going to take you over to the table saw now. I'm going to set this at about 7/8 of an inch. That'll just give you a little bit of a reveal there on the shelf. So when you're cutting this close to the fence, you got to make sure you have something to push it through. So keep your fingers clear of it. So I'm going to be cutting the back side of all these. This is one that wasn't quite wide enough. That should work. We're going to start with this one. Turn the dust collection on here. Okay, we'll sand these up a little bit and put them on the edges of those shelves. Yes, by the way, I do have a bad habit of sawing. I'm kind of hit and miss whether I wear my safety glasses or not. I should have them on. I usually do grab them, but it's a good idea definitely to have them on. I should be grabbing them when I cut this stuff. There's certain things that I've kind of done this long enough. Anything could fly back, but there's certain things that definitely I have more issues with coming back at me with my eyes and that. Plywood's one of them, like the particles in plywood. When I'm usually cutting solid wood that doesn't have any cracks, it's decent. I feel that it's pretty safe that way, but it's still should be always wearing your safety glasses when you are on the table saw. Okay guys, back here at the bench, we're going to just, I think I might sand these when they're fillets. No, let's see. Nice fit. Yeah, you know that little reveal on there, that chamfer adds a nice touch to it. Kind of glad I did it now. That actually is fitting pretty good. Looks good. Yeah, I think I'll just hit it with the sander after I'm after I install them. Here you don't, I'm not even going to put glue on these. There's no strength. I'm just going to tack them with the brad nailer and call it good. I'm going to go to a shorter nail though, because these nails like to curl, like you saw in the other ones. This nail should be lots. I think it's 1.25 inches. Should be enough just to hold this on. Tack this. That's good. And I'm just going by the feel of my finger for the reveal. So I've changed my mind for all it's going to take. I will just put a little dab of glue on it. Won't hurt. I always do that. I do something and I said, for all it's going to take, I'll just put a little bit on there. You don't really need it, but over time, things will be putting things on here, in and out, and so again, I'm just feeling with my finger for the reveal. Oop. There, one more. Gonna go around the other way here. Go behind you. Probably can't see me, but it's a nice fit. Just gonna drag here, maybe just move you over. Maybe you can see a bit of that. I don't know if you're too low. Hopefully you're not too low. Once I get home, start editing this video, I'll know whether you guys can see anything or not. Who knows whether it'll even make YouTube. This one here, I'm just putting flush with the bottom. The other ones I split. Okay, so I guess the construction's done. Now we will do that taper, that chamfer wrap. It was, hey guys, we're just doing a little bit of touch-up sanding. Again, this is a shop cabinet to display, so it's not like a fine piece of furniture that we didn't put you can tell we built it pretty quick. We didn't put a ton of time in it, but it's going to serve the purpose I want, and the office is pine, so it's going to kind of match the office trim. So we just giving it a bit of a trim, not being too crazy with it. Not bad for barn board though. Like now the sides, again, that was a 1 and 2 common pine, but really turned out not bad. Like usually barn board's a little more gummy, a little rougher, but it actually turned out not too bad with that. I used orange shellac to do the trim, and for some reason during COVID it was very difficult to get orange shellac. Nobody had it, and I haven't used it since, so I don't know if I can get that or not. It'd be nice if I could hit it with the same stuff as the trim, but I'll call around and see if I can find some. If not, I'll probably just hit it with amber shellac. Might not be exactly the same, but I'm going to show you that spot that we had that nail go through. I'll take you off the tripod. So it's not perfect, but you see that spot there? See right there? So it turns out pretty good. You can barely, once that's finished, you won't even know. And that's why saving that little piece of wood helps. It just saves a little bit of wood filler. Like, not wood filler to me, it just doesn't match very well. If you can find the original piece of wood and then glue that in, it's a much better deal. So anyway guys, that's probably going to be it for today. I'm going to finish sanding this up, clean it up, and then I am going to see if I can find some finish for it, give it a coat. I'll probably put it in the office and let it stay overnight in there. It's a little warmer in there, and then we'll see if we can get it hung up, and maybe I'll get a shot of it to put at the end of this video and see what it looks like when it's done. All right, thanks guys. Hopefully I had a little bit of amber shellac, so it doesn't match the orange shellac exactly, but it's pretty close, and I wanted to use it up. So I know it's hard to, the glare is not the greatest, but it's here in the office behind my desk, and so I'll be able to keep some supplies that guys need: glue, sanding paper, screws. This is just a kind of a start. We're bringing some stuff in as we go here. It's going to be kind of a slow progress, but we'll eventually have some supplies here for the guys to purchase if they need for their project, along with their hardwood. So anyway guys, hope this was informative somewhat. Just a small little project. I thought I'd try to get on the videos. I know I got to carry this thing with me a little bit more, and bring you guys along with me for the stuff we do here. Got a lot going on. Hopefully when spring breaks through, we're gonna try to get a roof over the sawmill, and get that where we can bring the sawmill, leave it here, and be able to have more access to the saw. Right now I'm bringing the saw back and forth from home to the sawmill, so I don't want to leave it I leave it out in the elements, so we're trying to get a roof over it, and we can leave it here. So anyway, guys, we'll catch you on the next one. Have a good one.